Activate your brain so you can be resourceful and produce unprecedented results in any environment without struggle, frustration, and disappointment. Now you can decide and let me know what is impossible. Everything is how well trained you are. If you are willing to train your brain, you can create miracles. But for those that they don't train their brain, what happens? First and foremost, they compromise their standards because they believe that it's impossible. Just remove from this word 2 letters, I am, and make the impossible possible. Just 2 letters can make the difference in your life. The first challenge is this. The second challenge is because they lower their standards, they experience pain. At the first place, emotional pain. And the second phase, they experience physical pain. Because when your heart, when your soul is happy and free, then your body celebrates. Can you get that? And the third challenge is they struggle. They get disappointed because they can't experience what they deserve. And this is very serious. Let me ask you something. If I ask you to run using just your one leg, how far will you go? 100 meters? 200 meters? Depending on how well trained you are. But if I ask you to do the same using your 2 legs, how far will you go? 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 5, 10 kilometers or miles, whatever, how you count the distance. Okay, but the thing is that in the second case, you go far away than the first one. Why? Think about it. You use just one more leg and you don't go through just the double distance. Go through multiple times the first distance. Why? The same happens with your brain. Let's say that you can achieve, you can think, you are creative, effective, whatever. If we could scale it, that you are 5 out of 10. Could you imagine what will be your results, your effectiveness, your productivity if you were able to activate your brain and use more of it? You saw what I did. And this is not that I am charismatic. No, just a training. Because the day that I decide to stop training my brain, that will be the day that I can't do what you saw before. It's like a marathon runner. As long as they train themselves, they are able to run a marathon. The day that they decide to stop training themselves, then they can't run a marathon. So simple. And remember that this is not enough by itself. This is just the 8th step of the 9 steps formula that you have to go through in order to claim back your self-confidence, self-esteem, increasing your emotional intelligence in order to become a powerful leader and accomplish your goals, your aspirations, to manifest your dreams, to complete successfully your projects, you manifest your vision. So, let me share with you the 3-step solution that you have to go through in order to activate your brain. The first step is to increase your body energy. And this is not conceptual idea. No, it's very practical. You have to measure your body energy, your body power using a machine. Okay? Fine. That's the first step. When you do that successfully and you increase your body energy, because everyone thinks and believes that they do energy healing therapies, but this is far away from the reality. You have to prove yourself what you claim that you do. So you have to increase your body energy. Not in your imagination, in the reality, measure it. Second step, you have to gather all this energy in one place. Because I don't remember when, but there was a research that put some punches in human brain and collect all the energy. Because every second, 3, 4, 5 seconds, less, we have 2 different thoughts. That means that we spend our energy. It's like to have $100, pounds, yens, whatever, euros in your pocket and you spend it. This doesn't work. If you want to buy something that is worth, you have to collect your money. If you want to transform something that it's worth for you, you have to collect your energy. First of all, you increase your energy, and second, you collect it in one place. And the third is to train your brain to send like a laser this energy to a place, to a spot that you want to affect, to influence, whatever. This is the 3 steps that you have to go through in order to activate your brain and use your brain power. Few years back, I can never forget. This is disclaimer. I don't claim that this is a health advice. This is just my experience. It was an amazing guy, psychotherapist, that who had ADHD, OCD, and some others mental issues. He was receiving 5 different boxes of pillars for many years. He did whatever you can imagine. And when we work on what I mentioned before, I can never forget this message. I got a message. Manu, thank you very much. It was my first time that I celebrate the Christmas. I reduced the boxes from 5 to 1. And for this one package, at that point, he got just a few pills a day. And after 3 months, he stopped even this package. Amazing. It's amazing. That's the power to be able to increase your energy, to collect it in one place and send it in whatever you want to transform. So, now, as you know, you have 3 options. Number 1, you can do nothing. And what do you expect? Nothing. It's normal. And it's fine as well. Second, You can follow all the 3 steps that I mentioned before. Fine. But if you want help, not just to implement those steps, but you want help to learn the rest of the 9 steps formula, feel free to download your free cheat sheet in order to activate your brain and create miracles in your life. Remember, you owe to yourself to live in full excellence, because this is what life is about. This is your coach, Manos.